On the vast continent of Africa, the uneven distribution and extreme dependence on rainfall makes the lives of its people so fragile and paradoxically so fertile. It's not the abundance of the water resource that's at issue, but its variability and, consequently, the capacity to use it in the right place at the right time. The water issue has a major impact on human development. Fred knows this, the core subject of his 1,200-page thesis, and it earned him the compliments and praises of the board and a very honorable mention. Modernized water management, wealth, poverty, and corruption, a continent thirsting for progress. Having Paula by his side had clinched the deal when he was offered this opportunity to share his discoveries and knowledge with the world. The beauty of young pioneers lies in their unwavering faith. A trained engineer like himself, she made no secret of her love of travel, her taste for adventure and thirst for justice. And she was the first to admit, an idealist.
Hello, Mr. Fred. Hello. Miss Polly. Let me take this.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome to Uganda. My name is Dembo. Unfortunately, Mr. Granton could not come to meet you, but he's waiting for you at the plant.
Right now? He wants to meet us right now?
Oh, he's very excited to meet you guys.
What about our suitcases?
All is sorted, Mr. Fred. Your cases will be waiting for you at the hotel.
Okay.
And our passports? You need to check our passports.
That won't be necessary, Miss Polly.
Paula, not Paula. No, someone has to check our passports. Aren't we going through customs? What about security?
Mr. Granton took care of everything. He told the airport you were coming. They are used to it.
Rubbish. You can't do that.
Hold on, babe.
No, I'm not holding on. What is this? European privilege? We could be terrorists.
Never say that word at an airport.
We could be murderers. Freddie, say something.
Let's go.
You've got to be kidding me. Are you okay with this?
Honey, I sent a copy of our passports to Water Access and filled the police custom forms out a few days ago. It's done.
It's done. What about the other passengers? Did they not fill out the forms, or do the same rules not apply for everyone?
I don't know about the others. I only know for us. Formalities are in order. That's what the Secretary General of Water Access told me.
Formalities? Is that what you call it? So you knew we were going to sidestep the controls?
You can't sidestep the controls. It's all been checked and verified.
But our faces. Nobody checked our faces.
It always happens like that, Miss Polly.
For fuck's sake, Dembo. It's Paula. Paula with an A. See, I know your name, Dembo. Well, I find your process disgraceful. Shocking, to be quite honest.
You'll get used to it, Miss Paula. As we say here, the egg doesn't dance with the stone.
What the fuck does that even mean?
You do realize not everyone shares your very radical views. Where we're going on this trip, it's a different world with different rules. Can you do this?
That's why we're going. To make them understand that stupid decisions lead to disaster whether you live in Europe or in Africa.
And you really think that two 25-year-olds on with masters and doctorate degrees are going to transform a culture?
Well, what about our conviction? The resolve of the people? Where's your fire, baby? If we don't believe in truth, who will?
It's not that, and you know it. It's the how that bothers me. I don't think upending a table is the way to go.
Oh, tabula rasa. Clean sheet, that's it. No freedom for the enemies of freedom.
Welcome to Water Access.
Water Access Inc. exists to provide access to drinking water for as many people as possible, whilst constantly reducing negative environmental impact. Clear water with clean technologies. It was originally conceived as an NGO, but has now diversified and developed into a powerful commercial venture. We partner with major international players on issues of access to water, sanitation, and hygiene. But we have also developed a supporting business for wastewater collection and treatment. So we manufacture sophisticated collectors, and with our wastewater treatment plants, we treat millions and millions of liters of water for domestic and industrial purposes before discharging into the natural environment.
So we are incredibly proud of this achievement, even though we are taking baby steps right now. More recently, we decided to expand the team at the research center, be more biocompatible, use less energy and fewer processed materials. Essentially, we want to go above and beyond. More than just treating water, we want to provide it, make it accessible, retain it better. And that's where you two come in. Welcome to you both. I am delighted to have you as part of the team. You'll see, it is very easy to fall in love with this country, with this continent.
I have to say, Mr. Grandjean, I was particularly upset at the airport. Why didn't we go through customs like everyone else? Frankly, I think for a mission-driven organization, you're not being very consistent.
Miss Blanchette, would you have preferred to queue for several hours in the heat and humidity?
Absolutely, and to be treated like everyone else.
Right. I'll remember that for next time.
You're not answering me. Why weren't we treated like everyone else?
It so happens that at the time your plane landed, very few personnel were present. Now, this is due to a strike that's been going on for the last 2 weeks, which has had a negative impact on the number of employees available. Not to mention the added challenge of endemic absenteeism. The authorities have therefore introduced a system of pre-clearance, specifically designed to prevent travelers from being stuck at the airport indefinitely. This avoids discomfort, irritation, and police intervention. At present, barely a third of travelers remain at the airport. You fall part of the majority, which is as close as we can get to everyone else.
I'm sorry. I'm really exhausted. And I guess the idealist in me got a bit carried away. Thank you. It all makes sense now.
No worries. You know, when I first got here, I felt just like you. I was shocked at a bunch of things that weren't working the way I imagined. But after a while, you learn.
To just live with it.
No. A form of acceptance and understanding. A different frame of reference. We are not in Europe now. Our ways are not suited to the situations here. And we can never fully understand the local narrative. So information is always skewed.
I'm not about to give up on my values.
No one's asking you to, Miss Blanchett. In fact, that's exactly why you're here. For your assertive mindset, your passion for social transformation. Not to mention your extensive knowledge in bacterial treatment of wastewater containing organic pollutants. Your commitment to biodiversity. That's why we were drawn to you. We need people like you who are passionate about creating innovative solutions for natural treatment.
You flatter me, Mr. Grandjean. But tell me, does it not bother you that you're making a trade-off with equality?
Our values, the values of water access, are what hold everything together. That's why we're here. To advance a cause that we feel very strongly about. Is it perfect? No, never is. But I can assure you, we work very hard to improve where we can. What you call trade-offs, I call transitional steps. But trust me, I am not losing sight of the goal. Fred, we are delighted to have you here too. I'll introduce you to the team in charge of exploring areas that can potentially host irrigation canals. You'll see. It's not just a question of geography or etiopathogeny, the cause of suffering. I know you've done extensive work on river blindness. There are many other issues, political in particular, traditional customs. Tomorrow they plan on taking you out into the field to introduce you to some tribal chiefs. You'll get a much better understanding.
Tomorrow already?
That sounds perfect. I'm looking forward to the experience.
Great. Dembo will take you to your flat tomorrow. Several water access employees live in this complex. It's very nice. You'll find that there are a few finishing touches needed to the paintwork. Tonight you'll be staying at a hotel. I'll let you get your bearings. The research team will be meeting Thursday morning, so I guess I'll see you next Thursday then.
Our first few weeks on African soil were exotic, exciting, and exhausting. Getting used to the rain, heat, and especially the record levels of humidity takes time. Conforming to working hours wasn't easy either, especially since our main work experience up until now had been as research students. Not to mention the change of food, the size of the insects,
Freddie! Freddie!
the power cuts,
Another one down.
the faltering internet. Fortunately, our work colleagues were really kind and caring. The help of Dembo, who is never short of solutions, never ceased to transform our daily lives for the better. However, in our exchanges with family back home, we sometimes found ourselves sharing our doubts and weariness. Suddenly, what seemed accessible from Europe had become insurmountable, unattainable.
Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Send off to Dad. Bye.
Paula,
Yeah?
are you happy to be here?
Yeah, of course I am. Why are you asking?
Just asking.
Are you?
Well, I am, but I'm also a bit discouraged. I thought things would go faster. Everything takes forever around here. It's exhausting.
It is. Did I tell you what happened on site yesterday?
No.
I asked Baptiste's permission to access last year's financials. I just needed a cost reference to compare with my current proposal. And he said it's protocol that board sign-off is needed and asked why do I need it.
But you like protocol.
Yeah, if it's actual protocol, but he's full of shit. It's not protocol, he just didn't want to show me. Fucking bureaucrat.
Well, they're paying us to be here.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Everything okay?
I'm not sure.
I'm all ears.
Do you remember the first week just after we arrived, I went with some of the team to the tribes to discuss building the reservoirs and canals near their villages?
Sure, I remember. You stood me up as soon as we got here.
Yeah, right. I think water access is paying bribes to a lot of people.
You're shitting me.
I'm afraid not.
It can't be. Water Access is a company with a mission. You heard Antoine's elaborate exposition.
Yeah. How could I forget our first day? You made quite an impression.
Integrity is one of their values. They've built their entire reputation on it. People come to them because of that integrity. I mean, that's why they get EU funding. How sure are you?
Pretty sure.
Have you talked to Antoine? Does he know?
No.
Know what? No, you didn't tell him, or no, he doesn't know?
I haven't told him. I don't know what to do. What if he knows, if he's involved?
Well, fuck. So much for integrity and transparency. This is fucking insane.
Calm down, babe.
No, this is very serious. I'm not staying here another day, sweating in this filthy heat for a company that greases the palms of the rich at the expense of other organizations or the local people. I think I'm really fond of these people. Fred, what are you gonna do? We can't just sit here and do nothing. Do you have proof?
A bundle of evidence, rather. That's all the reason why I'm hesitating. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, how sure are you?
Well, I don't know. Everything fits. Weird conversations, documents, behaviors. That's not all.
No. What? What else?
I think certain studies have been, well, not falsified, well, not completely, but modified. That's a euphemism to get accepted.
Holy shit. It's just getting worse by the minute. Which studies? What department?
I don't have access to all the studies, only the ones that concern my department or the ones we work with on a daily basis. I came across a report, a bit by chance, actually. I wasn't supposed to be copied in on this report. It must have been a mistake, because shortly after I received it, it was called back. But I already downloaded the attachment.
It's like a fucking movie. What was the attachment?
It was something to obtain funding from the EU. Topographical routes, locations of the villages, flow rates of the rivers. It doesn't match the data I'm working on.
And you're sure of your sources?
My data is correct. I'm certain of that. I've been in the field, but the data in the report...
Changes what?
It changes everything. Only certain tribes would benefit from the planned development. In fact, it amounts to concentrating the funding on a few tribes while abandoning the other populations the EU believes it's supporting, hence the bribes. A large proportion of minority ethnic groups will be completely excluded from the development and irrigation program, which means their condition will deteriorate. Food insecurities, famine even, infectious diseases. It's a time bomb, a humanitarian disaster in the making, and water access is watching it happen.
Fred, you've got to tell Antoine. You can't keep this to yourself. You can't let something like this happen.
Yes, I know, but I'm scared. The financial stakes are enormous, Paula. I'm 25. We're barely 25, and we've only just arrived here.
You're scared? For your safety?
Yes, and yours.
Really, love?
Yes, really. Frankly, I'm scared.
I think we should talk to Antoine. That first day, he really won me over. I think he's for real.
Yes, I think so too. But just imagine I go talk to him and not only does he know, but he's the head of the thing. Then what do I do?
Don't you want to talk to Kouassi?
I think Kouassi's in on it.
What about Baptiste? I'm sure he's in on it.
I think he's in on it too.
It's rotten to the core. I honestly don't know what to do.
I've been turning this thing over and over for days now. I think I should go talk to Antoine. But I've booked our tickets anyway.
Madness. I'll start packing.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you very much. I really admire your courage. It takes a lot of courage to be a whistleblower for someone so young. No, really. It's impressive. I've had concerns for some time. When water access was still in NGO mode, we had problems with misappropriation of equipment, small sums of cash, supplies. Not a lot, but still. Personally, I was shocked. But I was told there was a margin of tolerance, that this is the thing that greased the machine, and that, on a whole, things were clean. I trusted that. I asked Vincent, the former CFO Baptiste boss, before he took over, I asked him to manage the petty cash and to inform me if he came across anything suspicious. At first, he did this scrupulously. But then we started to grow. Fast. And so did the cash amounts. And he still sent the reports, but some things just didn't quite add up.
What did you do?
I fired Vincent. That wasn't enough, obviously. Baptiste probably knew more than I thought. I trusted him. Of course I did. It's one of our values. I was wrong. Simple as that.
If I may, what are you going to do now?
Clean up. We've already started. Before you and Paula arrived, in fact. But these things are tricky. And they take time. We need to move up a gear. We need to address the embezzlement and corruption proactively. Aggressively is a better word. We need to set up a task force with people we can trust and identify what we can do to lessen the risk. Fred, would you like to join us?
I appreciate the offer, Antoine, but look, I'm not your guy. I'm only 25. All I know is modernizing water management.
I need people I can trust, and you are someone I can trust. I need people who think things through and are creative, which you are too. Don't answer yet. Give it some time. Let's talk tomorrow. We need to move forward without rushing, but quickly and strategically. Sound all right to you?
Okay, let's talk tomorrow.
Fred and I had never imagined that our African experience would turn out this way. Together with our primary function, we were now also involved in the task force that had been named Clean Water Access. Excuse the pun. Several areas were identified to drastically reduce corruption within the company. It soon became clear, as Antoine had realized, that this was not the work of isolated individuals, but it was part of a system, and that as a result, the response had to be systemic.
Sorry, it's come to this.
In addition to the shit show of firing Baptiste and a number of others, Antoine implemented measures to strengthen governance, compliance, and the monitoring of financial transactions and audits. Cross-checks were implemented at strategic points in the company, and an IT system able to run due diligence and control operations was introduced. We defined the status of whistleblowers and the policy for their protection. We strengthened the quality of management and designed a series of measures to educate all employees through training, coaching, and mentoring. The areas for improvement were numerous, interdependent, and consistent with each other.
Antoine knew it. Water access had to surpass itself, go beyond its current modus operandi, decisively adopting behaviors capable of giving substance to the company's values and principles, to the full, involving everyone in the process, proactively reversing a culture of complacency, even negligence, which had allowed criminal acts to flourish. This called for courage, discipline, and patience, because such a transformation could not be achieved overnight. The task was complex and far-reaching, to preserve what was essential and to break with what was improper with discernment.
Okay, you guys ready?
access on 3. 1, 2, 3. Water access! Woo! Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
The challenge was colossal in many ways. After just a few months, the face of water access had been transformed. As Fred, Paula, Antoine, and the other members of the task force gathered on the terrace, they all savored the pleasure of a mission well on the way to completion.